Hello all. Today we are going to deploy Chat Q&A application. You can deploy this very clearly in any of the cloud platforms which include AWS, GCP, IBM Cloud, Intel Tiber AI Cloud, Microsoft Azure and whatnot. Today we are going to go ahead and deploy this Chat Q&A application from OPEA GenAIExamples with the Amazon Web Services. Let's go ahead and let's see how exactly this can be done. I'm going to provide you step-by-step guideline and input. You can follow this and try this out with Amazon Web Services. I have also given a detailed description of commands and stuff that you need to follow in the description section. Go ahead and try it out. This is going to be very nice and very easy for you to understand. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. The link is also very clearly presented in front of you. This is the OPEA project from the github.io page. You can read through that and you will get to know all the necessary things. I'm going to follow this completely to get the complete deployment done. And as I told you, I'm going to use AWS this time. The steps are very clearly given and let's follow one step at a time. The first step is to open the AWS console and you need to get the EC2 in the search bar typed. Then you can launch the instance, give the name and the tag, select the operating system as Ubuntu, select the instance type. We are going to select a different instance here. I'll walk you through that a little later. You can create a pair of SSH access and you can name it as well. Let's get into the part of it where we can see how we have created the SSH key pair here. OPEA underscore key1 is available as .pem file once you generated it. I'll show you how to do it. Also, you need to enable the allow SSH traffic, allow HTTP traffic, all those. Storage size should be bigger and better, say at least 100 GB. Can we go ahead and try it out? We have gone into the Amazon Web Services console and we are starting our learning here. Please follow it step by step and it's going to be very easy. As you can see, I'm going to first get into the launch instance step where you can see that I have clicked it. You need to give the name and the tags as required. I'm giving just name. You can see that here, Sriram underscore Anish underscore OPEA. That's the name of the instance. The next step is to select the operating system, that is the image that you want for your instance. I have selected Ubuntu and that's what is preferred as well. Once it is done, we can go ahead and do the next very important thing, the SSH key pair generation. I have already generated it as I have shown you. So I'm going to reuse it, or you can select the new one as well. You can create the new one as well. You can see that OPEA underscore key1 is the one that I'm going to use. It's there in my downloads folder. And kindly note that we need to allow HTTPS and HTTP traffic from the internet very clearly. Once it is done, let's go into the important step of selecting the instance. I'm going to select an instance called as M7. You can see, yes, M7i8 large. I'm selecting it, and this is more than sufficient for the demonstration that we are trying to do. And this is going to be very good as well. So once this is done, we've got only one more step left where we need to select the amount of memory required. So I'm going to select about 150 GB memory. Bigger and better memory is always useful, at least for the first few times when you try. Let's not gamble at the memory and we can have the bigger size selected right away. So I'm zeroing in with 150 GB memory here and that should be sufficient. Once you have selected that, you can click launch instance. That's all. Everything is done. Your instance will be ready to be launched and it may take a couple of minutes for you to launch it. 2 to 3 minutes is what maximum we need for us to launch it. Right, as you could see it, it is launching the instance right now. It may take 2 to 3 minutes. So please sit back and relax. Once it is successfully launched, you can get the instance ID available. You can click it right away and you will get all the details about the instance and the status of the instance will also be visible for you. You can see that it's getting loaded. As I told you, it may take some time. Please wait. When you click on the instance ID, you will be able to get a lot more details about the instance, including the public IP, which is very, very important for you. We will be able to connect only through that. So make a note of this IP. That's very important. Now you can see that it's initializing, and this is an important stage where you need to wait until it is ready to be used. You can click the refresh button to see the status then and then, and clicking on the connect button will help you in connection options. Right. You can see this here. This is a very important step We have got SSH client connection option available in front of us, and you can use the command which is presented right in front of you, SSH-I in the double quote OPEA underscore key1 dot PEM and Ubuntu machine with the IP address is given there. So you need to use this and this command with the PowerShell. You will be able to connect to this virtual machine. That's all. It's going to be very easy. I'm going to do it right now for you. That's it. We have connected into the machine and we are all set to go. Don't forget this step where we have used sudo space su-p is very important, and without which you may face some inconveniences. So right away, please issue this command right in the beginning. And this is an important step to follow. All right, let's get into the next one quickly. This page is given to you in the description. This Git page has got a lot more info and this will give you the resources as well. So from that, I'm going to clone, you have seen that, I'm going to clone the GenAIExamples.git. This will give me all the examples available for me. Now it is cloned. I am going to scroll this page across. As you can see, steps are very clearly available. Just follow it up and get into the directory where we have cloned, and this is all done. ChatQNA is the one that we are getting into. Then do a git checkout. With that, we are getting into the next very important stage where we need to create a Hugging Face access token. I'm going to walk you through how to do it. All right, this is a prerequisite that we need to do. Yes, this is a prerequisite that we need to have. We need to have the Hugging Face token, access token readily available with us. And I'm going to show you how exactly you can do that. Please log in into the huggingface.co. Scroll down. There you can see access tokens. You can create a new token by clicking it. You can have a read access token that is sufficient. Give the name for a token, test underscore OPEA or something. Create token. That's all done. Make a note of it. This is the token that we are going to use in the next step. That's it. It's very simple, right? Please remember, we need a token. We are into the very important stage. We may use the models like Llama 3.21 billion or any other model. For that, we need permissions. I mean, the access permissions are to be acquired. Visit the page for the corresponding model. Request the access after reviewing the condition. It will take 1 minute for you to fill the form. Then, maximum within 10 minutes, you will get a mail saying that you have been granted access to the model. We will continue with the next step. We have already cloned the repositories. So we are going to go through the next step where we will go ahead and configure the deployment environment. That's going to be very interesting. And only for that, we have created all this Hugging Face token and everything. And we can see the steps here. I'll give you this link in the description and that will help you in understanding things. We have generated a Hugging Face token sometime back. Followed by that, please do the steps. We need to export the Hugging Face API token. Followed by that, export no proxy. These three steps are to be done meticulously. Then you can open this file setenv.sh where you can have the LLM model ID clearly seen. You can choose whichever model you want, and for that corresponding model, you will have to get the access. That's what I have shown you some time back. So you will have to get access for the model that you are choosing, and we have chosen the 3 billion model sometime. So whichever model you choose, ensure that you gain access to it and update the name of the model properly here in this file. This is very, very important. And once you do this step right, we are almost done. And the next step is going to be very interesting where you are getting into the final stage of how do you deploy things. You can see that things are running here after the final step that we have done. Now we need to go ahead and get the Docker up and running. Yes, we are using Ubuntu environment. So we need to go ahead and get it set for Ubuntu. The steps are available here. I will give you the link as well. Just follow the steps one after another meticulously and it's going to help you in getting things up and running smoothly. Just a 4 or 5 steps and that would get you things done very nicely. Follow it up. This page will also be given along with the link and details. Just issue the commands here and that way you'll be able to meet the requirements. You can see that it doesn't take much time also. So it's going to be very easy, super fast, and importantly, all these are very interesting. As you can see the results in front of you immediately, it's going to be very, very interesting. See that I'm doing it. And finally, I've got one more step to be done here for setting up the Docker's APT repository. That's also done. and we'll get to the next. We are getting the apt-get update done. That's it. Finished. Then we'll go to the next step where we are installing the latest version of the Docker images. That is done. All this will not take time and you will find it really, really fast. So that way it's really encouraging for us and we can try out these things very easily without spending much time. This is all very fast. See that? It's done. Let's get to the next step where we need to understand how do we get the Docker Compose up and running. That's the command. Come back to the previous GitHub link, whatever I have given you. That's all. You can see all the microservices getting up and running. All these are the microservices. That's the beauty of OPEA. OPEA is nothing but collection of multiple microservices and you can see the names of them as well in front of you. So it gives you the flexibility. You can use any of these microservices as you wish. It may take some time, say about 10 to 15 minutes maximum it can take. And please come back to your console. You can now try out the demo, chat Q&A demo. Just make a note of the IP address. Well, we have made a note of the IP address, right? That IP address, the public IP address, is what you are going to use now in your browser, the preferred browser. Just enter it and you will be able to get into the screen that we were waiting for. The chat Q&A is launched right now and you can play around with it. Yes, we are going to demonstrate that as well with a couple of queries and you will be able to understand how it works. And see that we need to use the public IP here, which was available, which was found in the console. Here is the demo that we all awaited. Let's see what is the response that we are getting for the questions that we are throwing. What is OPEA? That's it. We got the answer. What is the motivation and objective of OPEA? Will we get the answer? Yes, list them is what I have asked for. We got the answer. That's it. We have deployed it. And go ahead, try it out. It's going to be very interesting. It's easy. If you have any questions, please reach us out. I have given the steps there in the description and you will get it amazingly deployed if you follow all the steps correctly. Thank you. See the answers. It's fantastic, right? Thank you very much.